What's up, everybody? It's Hardy Construction. You can find us on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook with your host Komp, and
Cocoa, not the butter.
today's film is
It comes at night. 2017? Yeah, 2017.
It Comes at Night 2017. Directed by Trey Edward Schultz, as well as written by him, the screenplay. Starring Joel Edgerton, Christopher Abbott, Carmen Ejogo, as well as Riley Keough and Kelvin Harrison Jr.
Wow.
Secure within a desolate home as an unnatural threat terrorizes the world, a man has established a tenuous domestic order with his wife and son. Then a desperate young family arrives seeking refuge.
Uh-oh.
Danny, why'd I pick this movie? Because I'm a genius.
Because it's a new movie?
Yes, actually, it's the new. This is a movie that I've been hearing about for a long time. I remember sort of watching the trailer and not knowing what the hell's going on. You can actually watch the movie and still not know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Apparently, they made the crew of the film not say what's coming at night. So, because I think...
Yeah, I still don't know what's coming at night either.
I heard from a lot of people that were disappointed with this film because they were like, oh, hey, nothing comes at night because nothing happens. But I think what people are... general consensus is...
Bad dreams?
Yes, is the sun's nightmares are what comes at night. So, this film is sort of sleeper hit. It's really fucking... I'm just going to outright say that it's a really well-done film for a low budget.
Very well shot. It looks
beautiful. The movie
beautiful.
altogether, I believe, is $5 million. I think it was made for $2 million, and I think it had $3 million sort of ads and stuff like that. Promotion.
Well, it says 2.5 on the...
Yeah, but I think altogether it was $5 million. And,
okay.
Because they make the film for like about $2 million, and they add basically the same amount for promotion. That's what usually how films are. That's why a lot of films, when they're like huge budgets, like $150 million, they're usually $300 million altogether, including promotion. So movies like the Avengers or stuff like that, they have to make usually about $600 million just to break even.
Right.
So that's like crazy. But with this film, I know. So with this film, it had a lot of obscure sort of ads and stuff like that. The poster's basically the main character's son. I guess he's sort of the main character because we
Travis, the son?
Yeah, Travis, played by Kelvin Harrison Jr. Very good actor in this film. This film's full of
good actors. I would say he's the main character. It seems to be his perspective.
I knew he was the main character when he was sitting down at the dinner table, with the other family, and we just lingered on his face a lot, and I was like, okay, he's sort of a narrative push for this film because we stuck around with him a lot, even though usually we would think.
You know what I never understand about these types of movies? Like, if I was in this situation, I would kill myself. Like, why would you keep going? What's the point?
Well, he has a family, so he's gonna keep. He's not like
they should all kill themselves. And
he's not like that pussy from The Mist who had to blow his son's brains out. Anyway, so back to that.
You spoiled.
Going back to no, I meant that in a sexual way. So going back to the budget for this film was $5 million. That came out of left field. It was about $5 million altogether to make this movie, and it made back about $19 million. So I think that's a pretty good haul for this type of film. It's very small, and a lot of people complained about that nothing happened in this film. And I think in the latter third half, something happens pretty dramatically and really frightening and grotesque.
I mean, yeah, it's a slow-moving movie. Like, I like movies like that.
And the thing is,
hate it. I don't get it.
It is a slow-moving film, but I thought that it didn't feel slow as a film in general because I think I was so shocked at how well shot it was.
And there's a lot of tension and creepy sort of what the fuck is happening.
Because I'm really trying to figure out where the millions of dollars come from. I'm sure Joel Edgerton got a good amount of money for the role, not too much.
Probably the car chase and all the lighting and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure there's crew, and because this primarily takes place in the woods and this one location of a house. Here's the thing: there's so many good camera equipment nowadays that you can shoot a film that looks just like this for like a third of the budget, but you probably won't get the same type of look as in direction or actors.
Imagine the director's just rolling around in cash like Scrooge.
He just kept
Scrooge McDuck. He's naked and just
he jumps into a pile of money in his money bin. But
Yeah.
so the main characters are Joel Edgerton, who plays Paul. He's the patriarch of the film. What I was telling Danny when I was watching this, I was like, "Hey, this is like The Road, but stuff happens." Because we've spoken about it before with the Cormac McCarthy
The
novel,
road is
also
way more bleak than this.
Yes, and I fucked up the joke the first time I meant is that the kid, like, spoilers for that movie, the father passes away and the kid meets his screen hero, Guy Pearce. Get it?
Mm.
Anyway, so this film also has a father and son duo, as well as a wife, Carmen Ejogo. It's so funny because I was like, let me see who the wife is, because it's one of those future movies where no women wear makeup, and they kind of beat them up with makeup or non-makeup effects. And then I looked her up in IMDb and I was like, man, she's smoking hot. I was like, Jesus, she's really hot. Carmen Ejogo is very hot, but she's also a very good actor. And she looks a lot older than she does.
I kind of prefer when people don't wear makeup, personally.
Hey, good for you. Hey, he's a real man. He's like a caveman from the 1800s. He's have sex with anybody, right? Very
A
good.
caveman from the 1800s.
Same thing.
Idiot.
They were
existed from the
savages, everybody.
1700s.
So there's also Christopher Abbott. Hey, Abbott! As Will. And he is the other man that we meet. What I liked about this film early, like 11 minutes in, 12 minutes into the movie, you have no idea what's going on. You can't trust people. And Christopher Abbott, it's so funny because Christopher Abbott sort of looks like a Hispanic guy. So I don't really know.
Is he the guy that's the orc?
No, Joel
that's-
Edgerton. The
that's-
funny
that's
thing
Paul.
is, I told Danny, because I had actually seen Bright, and Bright is getting like the worst reviewed movies. Like one of the worst. They said it was the
There's
worst
something
movie of
about Will
2017.
Smith that's just so unpleasant.
It's his racism, Danny's racism, and
I don't like him. He's just super pretentious.
No,
Like,
he
I
is.
don't know.
He does come off as some sort of smug dickhead, not like his cool days as the Fresh Prince. Now he's the.
I never liked him then either. Like I'm
He's
the
a-
only person I know who didn't like Fresh Prince. I've always disliked him, like forever.
You can buy burning crosses at Danny's house if you want to. Actually, so anyway, now he's.
They're on sale.
I was gonna step over my even greater joke, which was he's the stale king now. Oh boy. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, what I was saying is that I actually, if you watch Joel Edgerton, like, go see Bright. It's like whatever. It's free, and it's a fun sort of buddy cop movie, but with orcs and elves.
Yeah,
And Joel
I don't know,
Edgerton.
it sounds gimmicky.
Let
and
me
annoying.
finish my sales pitch so Netflix can give me 10 cents.
Okay.
Joel Edgerton is very good in that movie, and for the fact that obviously he's in a lot of orc makeup, so he doesn't look like he does usually in other films. He actually directed a quasi thriller actual thriller called The Gift that has Jason Bateman, and it's a very good movie and well directed by him.
Huh.
But he plays an orc in Bright, which I liked. And but also Bright was apparently written by a somebody who
An
called him
orc.
a rapist. No, a rapist. Max Landis. That's, what
That's
they
like
say.
a
I'm
real
not
life
sure.
orc.
Yes, he is.
You know
But
this
anyway,
guy though, like
but he's very good in that movie.
This Joel Edgerton guy, he looks like a weird version of Marky Mark.
I would not even. I would think like Chris. I always thought Joel Edgerton looked exactly like the guy from
Thor?
Avatar. No,
No.
Avatar.
Okay. Well, no.
But
he
then
looks
again,
like
the
a
guy
weird
from
Marky
Avatar
Mark.
looks no. The guy from okay, here's what it. Avatar. The guy from Avatar looks like the guy from Suicide Squad who plays Captain Boomerang, and Joel Edgerton looks like the guy who plays Captain Boomerang in Suicide Squad.
You know who he kind of looks like? He looks like the orc guy from that new thing, Bright.
That's what I think so too. Yes. So also in this film are Riley Keough, a name I know of, but I don't know what from where. She plays Kim, who is Will's wife. I'm trying to think, and this movie almost went into X videos territory with the young son talking to her. It was going to be some of that lovely interracial pornography
She is super hot. Mad
that
Max.
drives the
She's in Mad
alt-right
Max.
guys crazy. Okay, she was in Mad Max. I don't know who she was in Mad Max, but I've definitely seen her and stuff, and I just know I know the name. I know. I think she was in a movie I did not see called Magic Mike, which is about male strippers.
Oh yeah.
And I think she was playing the main girlfriend, and then she just vanished from the rest of the movies for some reason. So, which sucks.
I don't know.
You think she would be in a lot more movies, but she's good in here. She plays the mother of a young
Does
jackass.
she play a male stripper? Do they put her
No,
in a
she
lot of
doesn't.
makeup?
I think that's what the guy from what are those
Shannon Tatum.
that guy, right? There's also a little boy named Andrew who's a jackass, played by Griffin Robert Faulkner, who fucks
Yeah, it's
it
really
up for
all
everybody.
his fault.
And there's a dog called Stanley, played by a dog named Mikey. That's nice.
Is that true?
Yeah, his name is Mikey, the dog.
Oh.
So anyway, the movie starts out with essentially.
Why wouldn't they just call the dog's name to not make his training easier?
Do you think they dubbed it in so like whenever they say Stanley, he's actually saying Mikey, and you just hear
Right.
a disembodied voice?
You see the lips like moving differently.
They should have had the. You know when the dog disappears off into the woods?
Mhm.
I think the movie would have been better if the dog came back and he talked. That'd be a lot better.
That's the disease that they're so scared of.
Because the dog's like smarter than them. He goes,
Right.
"Hey, you guys should put more fans
They're wearing
for
the
solar
gas
power."
masks and they shoot him.
He tells them how to put solar power on their house, and they kill the dog. They're like, "How dare you? This is an abomination." So anyway, the movie starts out with the grandfather,
Know what words
maternal
you're going
grandfather, maternal grandfather
Grandfather.
of the young man, Troy, Travis.
I don't know.
Excuse me, Travis. They have to put him out of his misery. They, the mother character is telling him, "Oh, just let it go, just let go," and they blast his brains out, and he sets it on fire. Hey, smart. This is what people pointed out.
This doesn't seem like a bad sickness, honestly.
What doesn't make sense, like that people pointed out, is that he actually doesn't want people to know where he is, so he sets his old grandfather's body on fire. So maybe people.
I
Can
mean,
see
maybe
smoke
that's the
and
only
fire.
way to get rid of the germs.
Yeah, I guess it's a smart thing to do. You just burn whatever the fuck out of, burn bodies. That's what they used to do with the plague. They used to burn bodies just so maybe people won't, inhale something.
Yeah.
And anyway, so the rest of the film is basically the son dealing with this loss and, just his confusion. He gets these really minimalistic nightmares. I guess they didn't have any budget to really do any kind of crazy nightmares or see some sort of creature.
I like his nightmares.
No, they're
good.
cool. They're really minimalist. And the grandfather comes has these black eyes. He's bleeding black out of his mouth. It's really interesting visuals for a movie that has no sort of crazy direction technique. Like they don't do a sort of Sam Raimi insanity thing, but that's not what this type of film is. It's more meditating.
Yeah.
A meditative film, and the camera work is just really slow but nice looking, and just really
Well, apparently the director made this after his father died.
Right, yeah. His father passed away, and then he also based it on a painting that actually shows up in the movie that I thought was cool. Like I
About
stupidly
the plague,
thought,
right? The Triumph of Death.
The Triumph of Death. Where is the artist's name? Oh, they had the artist's
Bruegel
name.
the Elder. Oh,
Yeah.
Peter Bruegel the Elder. I don't know. Whatever.
I of course think anybody that draws like that, I always think it's our homeboy. Who's our favorite artist that draws hell and stuff?
Oh,
Hieronymus Bosch.
Yeah, right.
I always think it's that. I'm like, hey, it's Hieronymus Bosch. Like, has nothing to do with him.
I was like, blank.
But it's actually a really cool painting. I don't know whether they have it up in the house or I would assume it's in the house because it just like really shows the nice details and the intricacies of the artwork. Why you would have that in the house, I have no clue because I think you'd be depressed enough. But anyway, it's the interplay between it's mostly an interplay between the son and the father, not really the mother. The mother sort of like hovers around the background as a sort of protective force, but she doesn't really do
the
much
dad's
in the
a bit
film.
of a dick, but
He has to do it on purpose. Like I mean, he does it with purpose. Like the father's not an outright asshole. He's just trying to protect his kids, and
And he failed.
And he does so. Travis, they find this guy in the woods. William, he tries to break into their house, so they decide to tie him up, leave him a day out without water, and they're trying to investigate what he's up to. It's very The Walking Dead, but sort of indie film version of it. And they decide to trust him. They go out into the woods. They get attacked by these other people. It's all this time you're like, oh fuck, is this guy full of shit? This guy is he like a liar and stuff? But then they come back with the family.
He's a good guy. He had goats and shit. That's cool.
So this obviously leads to the upcoming, conflict that happens in the film when one night because it's funny because we can basically just say what the plot is of the film because there's so much sort of.
What did the dog get infected from?
Yeah, obviously that's what it is. They just don't say it. I mean, it's one of those movies where they don't tell you what it is. So I guess it's supposed to be the terror in your mind of what I never really had any idea or thought. Like watching the film, I think maybe because it got spoiled because people said that nothing happens, I didn't really have an idea of what was going on out there. I actually didn't expect anything to show up.
Imagine Will and his wife make a porn called It Comes at Night. When they find out they're sick, they figure, whatever, fuck it. And they make this big elaborate porn, and that's the second half of the movie.
I had no idea what was out there in the woods, and I figured like I wasn't expecting to see it at all. So I wasn't like really upset that nothing came out of the woods, like no monsters or anything like that. Like it sort of got a little,
Right.
annoying when Travis's dreams were like one dream within another, like some sort of Inception shit of a nightmare. Like
Right.
at the end, like I was like, oh,
He had
come
those
on,
sexy
enough of that.
boils on his arms.
Yeah, and then, but I obviously the dog came back and the little boy Andrew, which they said, which was weird because they said the boy wasn't tall enough to unlock the door,
Right.
so the door was unlocked. We do see,
So it's possible that Travis might have left it open, or the dad, or somebody did it without realizing.
but I think the father was the only one that had the key, wasn't it? That to unlock the doors.
So then it's possible that the
Maybe
wife
Travis did it.
or the husband. Well, I don't think the father did it, but I think maybe it's possible Sarah did it or something without realizing.
I mean, we did see Travis walk down and he sees that the door's unlocked because he hears noise downstairs, so he thinks it's his dad.
Yeah.
And then he, grabs his dad, but previously had brought Andrew back into the room with the parents. So essentially, Travis had made mention, hey, let's trust him, let's bring him. Well, I think they were gonna kill the guy originally, and I think
Right.
Travis had mentioned, hey, why don't we just trust him and bring him along? And the wife agrees to it, and they basically set up their own death.
Well, no, they would have died anyway because of Stanley.
I don't think they would have opened the door for Stanley.
Well, oh, okay.
Because I think what happened is the kid probably saw the dog or whatever, and then went to sleep, and then he infected his parents. And while Travis was, bringing him over there, he got infected, then infected his parents. So
You
essentially,
think
everybody
Andrew's
was.
burning in hell right now for all of his murders?
I no, he's probably, yeah. I guess so, maybe he's
He
in
might be.
he's in a little kid hell. Where
Little
he,
kid. What happens in little kid hell?
his
Is
hand
Kevin
is.
Spacey there?
No, that's Kevin's. Ironically, that's Kevin Spacey's heaven. But yeah, I think it's unfortunate because the kid must have sleepwalked, and there's a lot of questions obviously in the film that they don't answer. Like that's a huge question of how did that door get open? Unless the dog. Remember, the dog got smart, so maybe the dog unlocked
Yeah,
the door
right,
himself
the
and
dog-
just decided to die.
The dog taped branches to his hands to make opposable thumbs.
No, the dog was so smart he actually built wood hands.
Right,
And
he's got
extend
a
them,
fully functioning robot wooden hand.
He probably, what we didn't see is he actually had a whole jumpsuit like Inspector Gadget with a hat and everything, and a giant mechanical hand came out with a yellow glove and
But
unlocked
for
the
all his
door.
genius, he couldn't invent a vaccine for this dreaded disease.
And he kept licking his balls. That's what happened.
Yeah.
But I mean I liked how minimalist this movie is, and the fact that I'm glad I came in with low expectations from people because I was really pleasantly surprised by how the movie was, because the story's not anything you haven't seen before. It's just
Yeah.
the way that the story was told was pretty unique and really well done.
I kind of thought they were gonna go I knew absolutely nothing about this movie going into
Okay.
it, so I assumed it's gonna turn into a zombie or something. I didn't know.
Were you
But-
upset that there was no sort of outward threat coming in?
No, I liked it. It's just a creepy little slice of what would happen if you're scared shitless of dying and you
Yeah,
lock
because when you
yourself
told me it
away.
was a psychological thing, I was like, okay, I guess it really is just about people instead of having to deal with some external threat. It comes
Yeah.
from within. It is sort of an external threat. Everything's an external threat that's not in their family. But I thought it was, and they don't really give much about what's happening in the outside world. They said that, I think Will says that they had to leave the house because, family was getting sick, and then the streets were pretty much empty, so they decided to get the fuck out of town.
I mean,
And
they're in
like,
the woods. I bet the cities are destroyed.
and I like that one scene when Will picks up. When Will says that he was with his brother, and then the main guy's like, "What the fuck? I thought you said you were a lonely child." Stuff like that.
Yeah,
It really
yeah,
keeps you guessing throughout the whole film, and you can see Paul is basically in his head not trusting anybody 24/7 because he's just trying to keep his family safe. And eventually it fucks him over trying to open doors to other people, which it always does in horror films. But at least it wasn't one of those fucking
And real life.
Yeah, it's true. At least it wasn't one of those fucking zombie movies where the basic case is the zombies will break in the third act and destroy everything. That's about 80% of every zombie film. I haven't seen a
Well,
zombie
what always
film that doesn't
happens
end
in the
like
zombie
that.
film is one of the people that you invited into your safe space, they'll see a loved one that turns into a zombie, and they'll shoot the person who invited them in to protect the zombie.
Or they'll go out to the person and be like, no, they're different. They're not going to turn into a monster.
And
that
they'll
always
get
happens.
everyone killed, yeah.
So luckily there was no zombies in this movie. It was just more of a like sort of a weird plague that was going on in the movie. And I like
dogs. Dogs can't even catch colds and stuff. Like, I mean, well, I guess they could, but usually you can't transfer diseases.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they get like strep throat. I know that one does, but like.
And cats get AIDS.
Is that true? Oh, feline AIDS.
They do have feline AIDS.
Well, luckily, they have.
Don't say anything bad. Okay, so I think
I was gonna say they have the budget of Magic Johnson.
Say nothing.
Maybe I was gonna say Magic Johnson.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Catjic Johnson, huh? How about that? That's pretty good.
That's
good.
No,
here it goes. No, Meowjic Johnson
or Magic Meowson.
All right, whatever. But was there any negative things you had about this film?
I mean, obviously it's very minimal. Maybe I would have wanted it to be a little more is maximal or maybe a little more stuff happening would have been nice.
It's like a Greek soldier fighting, but go ahead.
There would have been it would have been a good battle scene part. That would have been cool. I would have liked to know a little bit more about just the little details about the situation of the world, like. But instead, it's like.
But when you have such great shows that do the same thing, like The Walking Dead, like
but they don't have to show it. All they have to do is say the city's destroyed or whatever, like.
But I'm really impressed by the camera work in this movie. Like, it's just too fucking impressive with this movie. But this movie might not be for everyone, but I would still say to give it a chance. Like, there's a shot where Travis and Paul head back to the home after Stanley has run off. And the camera just zooms in and on this like perfect tree that has its limbs sort of crossed in a circle, and the camera just starts going through that circle. And I was like, these motherfuckers were like looking at they were just looking at every square inch of this area, and was like, okay, let's use that, let's use this, because there's a simple shot of when Travis was going downstairs with a little lantern, and it cuts to a wide shot, just him lit by himself with the lantern walking down the staircase, and it was so interestingly shot that you're like, wow, it's really pretty. So this is more like visual, like film porn than anything, just the way it looks and just how it moves.
Yeah, so it's a movie. A really good job with the lighting and everything.
It's a movie about having patience watching it, because there's not a lot of payoff until like the last act. You know what I mean? And then also, the mid scene when he gets attacked by those two guys.
But what I don't understand is why didn't they just let them leave?
Because I think they just had that fear that these people will come back. That's what their fear was.
They definitely wouldn't have, like.
But the thing is, you never know that. You never know, because they might think something else. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. He just knew they couldn't let him go, and that horrifying scene when he shoots the child first by mistake. And I do think, obviously, Andrew was infected, and the fact that they kept hiding the kid's face, so nobody in the audience, basically us, can't see what's wrong with the kid. It was just so good. I was just like, damn, that's good. It's just really, really well done. But it's a slow-moving film, but it's a film that you wait and wait for answers. You won't get full answers,
but you will screams, the mom.
She did,
Kim or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really horrifying movie, in the sense that there's almost like you can't escape. Basically, it's that painting, right? The what is it called? The Something of Death.
The Triumph
of Death. It's really well done, and it's a movie that doesn't have major payoffs, but it has payoffs in the sense that you do see the ending of this sort of this dark ending for everybody. And it's not obviously just from the trailers alone, it's not going to be a happy ending type of film.
Yeah, there's nothing happy about it.
90% of these sort of indie apocalypse films where you don't really see the apocalypse. Nobody makes it out anyway, but at least they did it in such an interesting way. It was worth watching, and the cast, all of them were good. Like, everybody was good.
Oh, you know what? This lady Kim, she is the daughter of Lisa Marie Presley.
No, she's not. Oh, Lisa Marie Presley.
Yeah.
Wow, how the hell? Wait, is Lisa Marie? Oh no, not Michael Jackson's girlfriend. Oh, she's the grandchild.
She's.
Oh, Priscilla Presley's
the one in Naked
mother?
Gun, Lisa Marie? I'm confused.
Actress and model Daniel was born in... Oh, she is Lisa Marie Presley. Holy shit. I didn't think Lisa Marie was that old.
No, Priscilla's the one that's in Naked Gun, right?
Yeah, that's the grandmother. Lisa Marie was Michael Jackson's ex-wife.
Yo, I love Naked Gun. It's so good.
Of course, that's a great movie. But I'm surprised. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about. So I was gonna say something bad about Lisa Marie Presley. I mean, in a good way, because she's in a music video with Michael Jackson. I think "You Are Not Alone," and she looks fucking fine in that movie. You gotta watch that video.
That's not bad. Why is that bad?
I was gonna say something else that a disgusting man would say. Not me, but another man would say. But it was also nice.
You would never.
It was nice to see Michael Jackson pretending to want to have sex with her. It was a nice video.
Yeah.
Anyway, but any
well, actually, I was gonna make a Blade Runner joke about the hologram scene, but you know what? That's not appropriate for this.
No, not at all. With the people yelling about how badly women were portrayed in that movie, you might not want to bring it up.
Yeah, what the hell?
Anyway, very good. We'll do that in the Adios 2817.
No, I was gonna say Michael Jackson would have a child projected onto. I had to tell the joke. It was a good one.
Yeah, but what prostitute does he hire?
No, he doesn't hire a prostitute. He just has a child like Macaulay Culkin projected onto Priscilla.
He never did anything to Macaulay Culkin. You can ask Macaulay Culkin about that. Anyway, so with this film, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Getting hit over the head with a rock, or something, getting smashed in the face so much, but you still get 10 points and shoot a kid.
Okay. I'm gonna give it. I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Mysterious door opening.
A red door.
Mysterious red door open.
Hey, remember, the only other red door I've seen was in Pulse, Cairo. But go ahead.
Wait, what's that part?
Remember Cairo? They would tape that door up with red tape because there was ghosts behind it. They said don't go behind that door.
Do you think it was a reference? No, I doubt it.
Absolutely not. No. But go ahead. A red door.
I forgot what I was gonna say. 7.5 out of 10. It's the end of the world, and you are sexually attracted to the strange woman who is in your house now.
Think about it.
Ultimately, be killed by your dad.
A 17-year-old kid, no other girls around. Come on, what do you expect?
I don't blame him.
Stanley was looking good to him. With that, Danny, what's the final word?
Dance revolution.
The horror deconstruction.